Welcome, everyone. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and thank you so much for watching the Saga of Ursula. Many of you are from the Desura Dominions 4 forums. A lot of you are from Surreal Beliefs, and some of you may hail from other climes of which I have no knowledge, but you are all welcome, and I thank all of you. This video is called Meditation. Why is that? Well, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, from whom I derive my name, wrote a journal to himself, where he discussed philosophy, the meaning of life, and the future. It's not clear whether or not he intended it to be ever seen by anyone else or published, but it has been, and we have access to it. It's called The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, and so I felt that that title was a pretty cool and thematic title for this video. So let's talk about the future. My initial goal with the Saga of Ursula was to create an accessible tutorial for single-player Dominions 4 that showed it all, from pretender creation all the way to final victory. I wanted to instruct new players into how to succeed in the game, many of which will then move on into the multiplayer arena. I feel that I have succeeded in that. I feel that that goal has been reached. I mean, I watch a ton of Let's Plays, and while they all are fantastic, many of them never actually end with final victory. Usually the person doing them gets tired and moves on to something else. So I'm glad that I was able to relatively concisely bring this one to an end. But what comes now? Well, unlike exceptional Let's Players like Surreal Beliefs and Tokshin, who I link to from my page, I am, in every respect, an amateur. I actually am a working stiff. I work full-time, usually about 9.5 hours a day if you count my commute. So while I am committed to bringing you quality content, I will never be able to provide prolific content. It's just unfortunately a fact of life that I will not be able to produce a ton of videos. That being said, now that the Saga of Ursula has come to a close, I'm going to take a week or two off to relax, recharge my batteries, play some games. I am, of course, a gamer first and a commentator second, and I have a lot of stuff in my Steam queue that hasn't even been looked at. There's Arkham Origins I'm excited about. There's the new Jeff Vogel Avedon game. I have Memoria, an adventure game from Daedalic Entertainment, I believe, and a lot of cool stuff out there. I always have a Dwarf Fortress that I'm working on at any given time. So I also want to give people who are still working their way through my videos time to finish them before I start something new. And here's the reason why. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you liked about the Saga of Ursula. I want to hear what you didn't like about the Saga of Ursula. I want to hear any feedback and tips that you may have. In addition to that, I want to hear where you would like me to go from now. Now, I want to provide a little caveat in that for the foreseeable future, my focus is going to be on Dominions 4. I'm sure at some point in the future I will play other games, but for right now I feel this game is just a really great game. It's just recently been released, and I want to give it a bit more exposure. I want people to see more angles of it because I want the community to grow, and I think it's a great game that deserves a little bit more attention than it's getting. But within that, I'd like to know what you'd like to see. This game has a ton of official nations, 3 different ages, so if you're familiar at all with it, or you can take the time to do a web search, I'd love to hear what nations or eras you'd like me to play. I'm even willing, actually excited about, playing some mod nations, which are now being developed and are also being ported to Dominions 4 from Dominions 3. I know Tokshin is currently starting a mod for Warhammer Fantasy Battles with his Dominions 4, and that's awesome. I'm not going to get into that because that's his territory, but there are other mods that you would like to see. Let me know. I'll check them out. So that's basically it. I will definitely come back, but I want to give people time to watch what I've done so far, and I'd like to collect information from you and find out what you're looking for so that when I come back, I can provide a really great viewing experience for you. So again, thank you so much for all the support. This has been an incredibly positive experience. Just so you know, I have been watching Let's Plays for many years. I started watching Dwarf Fortress Let's Plays just because I wanted to learn to become a better player. I really didn't care who was doing them, I just watched them all. And then slowly I gravitated towards other things, and I noticed there were certain commentators who I just enjoyed, who made sense to me, and I didn't care what they were playing. I just wanted to watch what they were doing. And one of those is definitely Surreal Beliefs. Again, many of you are probably from his channel, but if you're not, I highly recommend that you check it out because he is amazing. He produces a ton of content. What I really like about him is he does older games like Medieval 2 Total War, and he does mods for them, which again, there's two things that I love very much, Medieval 2 Total War and mods. So that's really what kind of got me into it. I saw what he was doing. I knew that this game could use a little bit of exposure, and he was very gracious and answered a few questions I had and talked to me about getting started on this path, and so here I am. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye.